Hey everyone, welcome back to another action figure review. This time around I got a couple of DC Universe Classics figures from Mattel. Once again, this is Wave 7, Booster Gold, and Blue Beetle. The Ted Kord Blue Beetle, who sadly passed away. I believe it was the Countdown to Infinite Crisis when he passed away, when he got shot in the head. Anyway, here's a pretty decent standard bio and statistics that we have here from Mattel. Description on the packaging of all the other figures that make up the Atom Smasher, except for the Flash, because he only comes with the display stand. The other 6 figures do make up the Atom Smasher here. The wave, I believe, was the very first wave that actually did this with the 7 figures. I think it was just 5 before this. Anyway, turning around Booster Gold as well, pretty standard packaging. This is the awesome gold version of Booster Gold, and I really like the same standard design that they keep, that same kind of consistency throughout all of these wonderful figures. As you can see, the bottom border with the shot of the eyes and the description. Up here in the, you can see Skeets has kind of fallen out of his package a little bit, which doesn't matter, of course, because he's gonna be opened anyway in a second. So let's take one last shot of these guys, mint on card, before we crack them open, and we'll get a better look at these 2 beautiful figures. Here we have Ted Kord Blue Beetle out of the packaging. Beautiful colors. Wow, amazing display here. I don't see any splotch marks or anything whatsoever, and I'm usually very critical of these Mattel figures. Let's take a look at his weapon, his hair dryer weapon. It's hard to keep that in focus. There we go. It's cool. You know, that's his signature weapon, as I recall from those comics back in the day, the early 90s, when Blue Beetle had his own run on his own comics before passing away. But it was really cool to see him in the Brave and the Bold episode as well with Booster Gold. But anyway, that's a beautiful paint job by Mattel once again. And Booster Gold outside of the packaging. Now we've got a beautiful shiny paint job, not a splotch of paint anywhere. As you can see, I put Skeets into the back, into the little rectangle that some of these figures have as a standard feature. So the articulation is pretty much the same, as you can bend the elbows and the wrists and the head. We'll just take that out of there for a second. The arms and obviously the knees and the head and everything. It moves around very well. You can move them into very, very different positions and display them in many ways. You can hold them up flying there with a piece of fishing line if you want to. But either way, there he goes, the superhero wannabe from the future, who turned out to be a pretty good hero, actually. So it's a really cool job, Mattel. Here's a couple of the legs, obviously the 2 legs that came with both Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. The legs of the Atom Smasher, and I just wanted to show that for a couple seconds. Alright, and here's the end of the video, because it's really not much more to say about these figures. They all have kind of pretty much the same standard body. I do enjoy the display factor here. They are beautifully painted. I don't have any criticisms about it whatsoever, because the perfection here, well, it's hard to say perfect, because nothing's perfect, and I'm sure these aren't, but the Mattel did a wonderful job on these throwback figures, in my book anyway. I love those comics from the early 90s, and I hope you do too. Thanks again for checking out this quick review, guys, and keep on collecting.